Hello everyone, got two dirty jokes for you today. So Harold has been heavily drinking with his buddies at a local bar. When he got home, he barely managed to crawl into bed next to his wife and instantly passed out. The next thing Harold knew, he was standing before the pearly gates with St. Peter looking at him with a serious expression. "You died in your sleep, Harold," St. Peter said. Harold was stunned. He couldn't believe it. He had so much to live for. He had a wife who loved him and children who needed him. He couldn't just die now. "Please, St. Peter," Harold pleaded, "send me back to my wife. I have to be with her. I have to take care of her." St. Peter thought for a moment, then said, "Perhaps that can be arranged, but there aren't many open spots right now. You've got two alternatives. You can come back to your house as a goldfish or as a hen." Harold didn't like the idea of being a goldfish. He never liked water, and the idea of being trapped in a small bowl didn't appeal to him. On the other hand, being a hen seemed like it wouldn't be so bad. His wife had always raised chickens, and Harold knew that they just ran around pecking at the ground. No stress. And at least he'd still be close to her. "Okay, then I choose to be a hen," Harold replied. The next thing he knew, he was covered with feathers, clucking and pecking the ground in his old backyard. Another hen strolled up and said, "So, you're the new hen. Nice to meet you. How's your first day here?" "Not bad," replied Harold. "But I have this strange feeling inside like I'm gonna explode." "You're ovulating," explained the hen. "Don't tell me you've never laid an egg before." "Never," said Harold. "Well, just cluck twice and then push." Harold clucked twice and pushed, and voila, out popped an egg. Harold was overcome with emotion as he experienced motherhood for the first time. He then clucked twice, pushed, and out came another egg. It felt amazing. He never knew it was like this. Just as he was about to lay his third egg, his wife called out to him, "Harold, Harold." Happiness filled Harold as he saw her running towards him. Knowing she was there to share this moment, he was overwhelmed by joy. He clucked once, clucked twice, and suddenly felt his wife smack the back of his head. "Damn it, Harold, wake up. You're shitting the bed." So a woman brought a very limp duck into a veterinary surgeon. As she laid her pet on the table, the vet pulled out his stethoscope and listened to the bird's chest. After a moment or two, the vet shook his head and sadly said, "I'm sorry, your duck, Cuddles, has passed away." The distressed woman wailed, "Are you sure?" "Yes, I am sure. Your duck is dead," replied the vet. "How can you be so sure?" she protested. "I mean, you haven't done any testing on him or anything. He might just be in a coma or something." The vet rolled his eyes, turned around, and left the room. He returned a few minutes later with a black Labrador retriever. As the duck's owner looked on in amazement, the dog stood on his hind legs, put his front paws on the examination table, and sniffed the duck from top to bottom. He then looked up at the vet with sad eyes and shook his head. The vet patted the dog on the head and took it out of the room. A few minutes later, he returned with a cat. The cat jumped on the table and also delicately sniffed the bird from head to foot. The cat sat back on its haunches, shook its head, mewed softly, and strolled out of the room. The vet looked at the woman and said, "I'm sorry, but as I said, this is most definitely 100% certifiably a dead duck." The vet turned to his computer terminal, hit a few keys, and produced a bill, which he handed to the woman. The duck's owner, still in shock, took the bill. $1,500. She cried. $1,500 just to tell me my duck is dead." The vet shrugged. "I'm sorry. If you had just taken my word for it, the bill would have been $50, but with the lab report and the CAT scan, it's now $1,500.